Welcome back to Studio Dog right here on Dog FM, live from Greenfield's Pub in Barhaven. Tonight we have two fantastic blues people. Peter Karp, Sue Foley. The new disc is called He Said, She Said, and we're enjoying new tunes off that disc. Now, I think it's an exclusive as well. Before we got up on the stage, Peter was telling me about a possible new CD in the works. Already. What's the latest on that?
Well, we do. We have a couple things going on. We have an ebook, which is going to be coming out sometime around April, which is about the He Said, She Said project. More about it than we could really talk about even here tonight. There's a lot of stuff that went on, and then how it all came together, and then some new things, some things that observations and things about the road and life and in general. And anyway, that's coming out in April, and then later on in the fall, we got a brand new CD we're working on right now.
Nice. And of course, you guys are going to be live at NAC Presents. It's going to be a big show on the 19th of March. Tickets through Ticketmaster.ca. We're going to get to the story of how you guys put together this CD in moments. Right now, we're going to hear a tune called Wait, which was written while Peter was waiting for a tour to start, sitting in an empty house. And he was battling some demons of his own. And Sue, you were out in a miserable tour at the time, and he was writing you a letter about this. The letters are very important. We're going to get to that in a second. But this is basically Peter's tune to you, and then you've responded with another tune, which we'll hear after this. So this tune is called Wait on Studio Dog.
I've been loyal and a distant. I've been a charm and a snake, folded on a winning hand with everything at stake. I found friendship and lost love, walked tall when I've been low, got sucker punched but got up to took a knockout blow. Yeah, now all I do is wait. Yeah, now all I do is wait. All I do is sit around this old house and wait. I've been disloyal and unrepentant. I've been a criminal and a saint. I've been told that I'm a lot of things that I know I ain't. I've been a prophet and an afterthought, a man on a mission, diagnosed manic depressive, told my whole life's in transition. Yeah, all I do is wait. Yeah, now all I do is wait. All I do is sit in this little hick town and wait. Yeah, 'cause everything changed when you left, baby. Everything followed you right out the door. And I'm trying to get back on my bad self again. I don't think I can take any more. I've been dead in the water with a sail full of fury. I've been heartbroken, happy with a belly full of worry. I've been a tender gent and a hard highwayman. Been hunted and haunted by the dead again and again. Yeah, all I do is wait. All I do is wait. All I do is sit around here and wait. I was a drunk genie in a bottle. I saw stars like Aristotle. Drove a runaway train with my hand choked round the throttle. I've been a poet and a fool, God's son and the devil's tool. A dreamer, a schemer, a pauper of wealth, a magician who tricks himself to believe he's somebody else. Yeah, and everything changed when you left, baby. The compass spun the wrong way around. You gave me the courage to be my crazy old self, to fall hard but never ever hit the ground. Yeah, all I do is wait. Yeah, all I do is wait.
Sue Foley. Tune is called Wait off the disc He Said, She Said. And this is Studio Dog on Dog FM. My name's Dylan Black, and we are live from Greenfield's Pub in Barhaven. Now we need to get to the meat of this, the heart of this. The disc is called He Said, She Said, and it, if you don't know, this was put together over a year and a half of correspondence. After, I guess, the first time you met at Blues Fest, you worked together a little bit and sort of went your separate ways, and then you started writing each other letters, which is really cool. Now, I'm definitely not going to be able to put enough passion into this. You guys, it's better you give us exactly what happened with your words.
Sure. So we had the meeting at Blues Fest, and we went our separate ways. And then sometime a few months later, I got a call from Peter's manager and said he'd like to record a duet with me. So that was it. And I then looked Peter up, and because I didn't remember meeting, and I don't remember anything, and it's not anything personal. I just don't remember anything these days. So you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I looked him up online, and I listened to some music, and I was completely blown away. And I saw this recording he had done with Mick Taylor, and it was absolutely tremendous, and so I said, yes, I would love to record something. That would be really cool. And so I booked a studio up in Ottawa. I think him and his band were on the road, and they weren't so far away, so they came up to Ottawa in the winter, of course. And and we went into this crazy kind of studio, and everything kind of was breaking, and I had prepared a vocal for his song that was absolutely awful, and he couldn't remember the words, and everything was breaking around us, and everybody was out of their minds, and we thought, this is great, we should work together. This is perfect. And so we actually did go our separate ways, and Peter was on the road all the time with his band at the time across the U.S. with a 3-legged dog and an old broken down RV. And they were having many adventures and wild times. And I was out on tour in Europe in a bus with like 20 women, and we all hated each other. It was like a reality show gone wild. And so we were both kind of on these parallel universes fluttering around out there. And we kept in touch through emails. And we didn't know anything about each other, and we didn't really pry into each other's personal lives. We kind of kept it all up, sort of writing about writing, and writing about our experiences, but we never really got into the personal stuff till much later.
So a year and a half in, you actually decided after all these letters and emails that, okay, we probably should record some of this stuff because it's starting to get deep at this point, and it's starting to get powerful. The lyrics were coming through the emails, and what made you decide to say, okay, well, let's finally get back together and record this?
Oh, you take it.
Money. No, just kidding. No, that's really a joke. If you're a musician out there, you know what a joke that is. No, I think what it was that these letters started out as just like, like how you doing kind of things. And then because I'm a songwriter and Sue's a songwriter, I think these letters started to become sort of competitive, like, writing about, I'd go into great detail about what was going on, just anything in my room, anything, but just to write. And then she would do the same thing back, and then it became something that we look forward to. And then, as our lives twisted and turned, it became cathartic, because we began to share things with each other that we probably never would have in person. Probably because we didn't know each other, and there was no judgments, there was nothing like that. So make a long story short, when it came to making a new record, we just said, look at all these. We had really like hundreds of letters, and we thought, look at all this stuff. So we started going through it, and I started sending her tidbits from. I went into my letters, she went into her letters, and we pulled out lyrics. We wrote our own songs pretty much on this record, and then that's how we put it together. We wrote them right out of almost verbatim out of the letters.
Mm-hmm. Now, how often did you guys actually correspond? Was it daily, weekly, monthly?
Daily.
Pretty much almost daily.
Really?
As much as we could get. I think for a while Peter was typing on a phone with a keyboard this big.
So there was lots of spelling mistakes.
One letter at a time.
And I was drinking a lot at the time, so
okay.
It got very messy.
So that being said, are there any tunes that you put together that will never be recorded with those drunk kind of texting emails? Probably. Maybe that's for another CD. Okay, we heard the tune by Peter, written by Peter, called Wait, and this is basically Sue's answer to that tune, and it's called Lost in You, right here on Studio DAWG.
So this was about those tours in Europe, and a long letter I wrote back when I was getting lost in the streets of Germany somewhere. It's called Lost in You. I walk along your ancient streets with no direction maps or markers, cobblestones beneath my feet, while the sky grows ever darker as your streets they twist and wind. I slowly follow through, grow more narrow, fall and climb. Baby, I get so lost in you. And I see 1,000 lives, children, parents, lovers, wives, all that you could not hold on, turn to ruin of dusty stone. I'm prompted by the church bell's call to worship at your holy shrine. Feel your heartbeat through it all, reaching out to melt with mine. I wallow in them deep dark pools, powerless beneath your will. Baby, I get so lost in you. Baby, I get so lost in you.
Peter Karp and Sue Foley, Lost in You, right here on Studio DAWG on DAWG FM. Live from Greenfield's Pub in Barhaven tonight, my name is Dylan Black, and it's such a pleasure to have these two here with us as they're gearing up for the NAC Presents show on the 19th of March. Ticketmaster.ca has your tickets. And you know what? You were talking about where you guys recorded for the first time, not tunes from He Said, She Said, in sort of a rough area in Ottawa. Okay, now let's flash. Let's not talk about where that was, because that would be terribly insulting to that place, I'm sure. However, the second time around when you did record this, you recorded it in two spots, two different areas. And where were they?
Well, we started in Van Cleek Hill, the hometown of Dylan.
Of me.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool. Van Cleek Hill, Ontario.
Yes, we did.
Let's hear it for Van Cleek Hill, Ontario.
The studio of Terry Gillespie, a
Yeah.
very close friend and one of my early musical mentors. So just a great
and
guy.
he sort of had his
Started
hands
there.
in this a little bit, didn't he?
He did.
He did.
He got his hands in it, and
Maybe that's a bad thing, the way you're saying it.
no. Actually, we kind of didn't know. You know, we had all of his letters, and we had songs, and you know, he saw. It came. We did a show in Toronto, like, you know, under the radar, just to kind of work it out. And when it was over, he came up and he said, "That wasn't so good." He said, "But it could be great."
Okay.
And then he started to talk to us. And then we went to his studio, and we stayed there for 3 or 4 days. We just, you know, it's a beautiful area, as you well know.
Mm-hmm.
And so we started to work these songs out and work them out. And he's like a shaman without the drugs.
Okay. Once again, either good or bad, right? Yeah.
Either way.
Now, the second part of the CD, where was it recorded?
That was recorded down at Bennett Studios in Englewood, New Jersey. And
Okay.
Bennett, the name Bennett is Tony Bennett's son.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Bennett was our engineer and co-producer. And so...
So you had a lot of good people with their hands in this project, so to speak.
Definitely. Everybody put their hands in there and
That's good. Okay.
got them messy.
That's good. Well, let's hear more of that project. He Said, She Said, the new disc. And this is actually later in the correspondence of the letters. And when I asked Peter to sort of write a bit of a blurb toward each tune, he says it's pretty self-explanatory, this tune is. And it's called Mm-hmm on Studio DAWG.
Let me try that here.
Wouldn't it be nice to once or twice or even thrice pick up where we left off to resume, throwing each other around the room? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, to hear your heavenly high-pitched moans, followed by my grunts and groans, closing our eyes and falling unto the deep, with one eye open to watch each other sleep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bodies thrown into a heap, our hearts and minds in a steep, till your cell phone rudely go beep, beep, beep.
Then we tumble back down out into the street. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where we slowly say our long goodbyes, run madly into our silly lives, where we wander and pondering right about it,
Casting shadows over downs. Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
to each other, it'll never end.
Well, wouldn't it be nice if once, twice, even thrice we picked up where we left off to resume?
Throwing each other around,
More with Peter Karp and Sue Foley coming up in moments. This is Studio Dog on 101.9 Dog FM, Ottawa's best friend. Live from Greenfield's Pub in Barhaven.
Yeah.